Officials put the number at more than 7,000 men, women, and children. They marched on today, pushing north through Mexico, walking for hours in the burning sun, some catching a ride with cars passing by, trying to make the trip a little shorter. But these people are on a mission, chasing the dream of a better life, and they're determined to complete their journey, which leads to moments like this. Thousands of migrants were stuck here at the Guatemala-Mexico border over the weekend. After waiting 24 hours and running out of food for her and her children, one mother took a chance. Clinging to a ladder, she was slowly lowered to a raft. Then she watched as strangers carried her young children down the same way. Finally, all together, they made their way to the Mexican side of the river. How you react to those images may depend on your political point of view. As the CBC's Keith Bogue tells us, for Trump's White House, they are a political gift.
A caravan of Central Americans heading to the U.S. grows by the thousands.
Thousands of migrants marching through Mexico.
The Caravan cliffhanger, a march getting closer to the U.S. border as President Trump leaves many scratching their heads.
With midterm elections on the horizon, real events are aligning with the very core of Donald Trump's political identity and getting maximum media attention. Images of migrants trudging north from Honduras through Mexico to the doorstep of the United States might look to many like a humanitarian crisis, but to the president, it looks like a free Trump campaign ad. Trump is calling the caravan a national emergency, but treating it as an opportunity to be seized, and seize it he has.
This will be the election of the caravan.
At a Montana rally last week, he used the caravan as evidence of how strong he's made the U.S. economy.
I will say, I have caused the problem. I'm taking full blame. Because I have created such an incredible economy. I have created so many jobs. I've made this country with you so great that everybody wants to come in.
At other times, he presents the caravan as a cover for infiltrators bent on harming the American people. Democrats say it's fear-mongering.
They almost want there to be an immigration challenge. They're almost cheering it on because they're looking for some way to create something to frighten the American people during an election.
Which is not to say that it doesn't work. Today, Trump tweeted, "Criminals and unknown Middle Easterners are mixed in. I have alerted Border Patrol and military that this is a national emergency." When reporters asked him for evidence to support that tweet, Trump offered this instead.
Take your camera, go into the middle, and search. You're going to find MS-13, you're going to find Middle Eastern, you're going to find everything. And guess what? We're not allowing them in our country. We want safety.
He had no facts, but as always, there was plenty of swagger. And if Trump knows anything, he knows this. His supporters love his swagger. And the election is only 2 weeks away. Keith Bogue, CBC News, Washington.
A journalist you're about to hear from was walking with the caravan, documenting the journey. She says she hasn't seen that criminal element Trump is talking about, just people fleeing difficult circumstances. Every person has a story, a reason for setting out on this long and painful trek.
There are a lot of people who've suffered extortion. Perhaps they've got small businesses, they've suffered extortion, they have to pay a certain amount, usually an amount they can't afford, in order to be left alone by the gang members.
But it isn't just violence. There are stories of people who are struggling to afford basic necessities, who say there just isn't enough work to go around.
One man I spoke to yesterday, he was a coffee farmer. He'd had to mortgage his farm, his car, and his house to put his 5 children through school, and even then it wasn't enough. So he's left them all back in Honduras.
All the while, Donald Trump is promising they'll never make it across the border. But after they've come so far, the people in this caravan say they refuse to turn back.
They just hope against hope. You know, a lot of them are very religious, and they just say, you know, God will let us in. God opens doors. You know, we're in God's hands. It's really a triumph of hope over perhaps experience.
They are still a long way from the U.S. border, almost 2,000 kilometers. But many say no matter what, they will keep walking.